The rain hammered against the roof like it was trying to drown out the secrets of the world. But nothing could silence the thunderclap in my chest when Ryan's voice cut through the dark. "Jeremy, you crashing here tonight?" His words hung in the air, casual as hell. But his eyes, those damn blue eyes, locked onto mine with an intensity that made my skin prickle. I was 17, awkward in my own body. And in that split second, I knew staying over wasn't just about the storm. It was the spark that would burn everything down. I'd known Alex, Ryan's little brother, since we were kids scraping knees on the cracked sidewalks of Elmwood, Ohio, a sleepy Midwest town where everyone knew your business before you did. Alex was my best friend, the kind who dragged me to Friday night football games, even though we both hated the roar of the crowd, the stench of cheap beer and wet grass. He was 15, all gangly limbs and easy laughs, oblivious to the way his older brother moved through the world like a shadow you couldn't shake. Ryan was 8 years older than me, 25, and already carrying the weight of the family garage business on his broad shoulders after their dad bailed years ago. He fixed cars by day, nursed a six-pack by night, and had this quiet charisma that made girls and some guys stumble over their words. Me, I was just Jeremy, the quiet kid with a sketchbook full of half-drawn faces, hiding crushes behind charcoal smudges. That Friday started ordinary enough. School let out under a sky bruised purple, and Alex texted me to come over for pizza and video games. "Mom's working late again," he said when I showed up, dripping from the first fat drops of rain. Their house was a squat ranch style on Maple Street, the kind with peeling blue paint and a driveway cluttered with oil-stained tarps. Inside, it smelled like motor oil and microwave popcorn, a comfort I'd leaned on since my own folks split when I was 12. Dad moved to Cleveland for some corporate gig. Mom buried herself in night shifts at the diner, leaving me to fend for myself in a too-big apartment that echoed with silence. We demolished a pepperoni pie in the living room, controllers in hand, trash-talking through levels of some zombie shooter. Alex was on a roll, his character mowing down the undead while he narrated in that dramatic voice he stole from movie trailers. And boom, headshot. "Eat lead, you rotting bastards." I laughed, but my mind wandered to the garage light flickering on out back, where Ryan was probably elbow-deep in an engine. I'd caught glimpses of him all week, sweet damp shirt clinging to his back as he wrestled with the transmission, the flex of his arms under the fluorescent buzz. It wasn't right, I told myself. He was Alex's brother, straight as an arrow, or so the town whispered after he dated that cheerleader from high school. But the way he'd ruffled my hair last summer, his fingers lingering a beat too long, replayed in my head like a forbidden reel. The storm hit full force around 9, lightning cracking the sky like God's own whip. Power flickered, the TV dying mid-level, plunging us into gray twilight. "Shit," Alex muttered, fumbling for his phone's flashlight. "You should just stay? Man, roads'll be a river out there." I hesitated, heart thudding. Mom wouldn't care, she never did, but the idea of bunking down felt loaded, like tempting fate. Before I could answer, the back door banged open, and there was Ryan, shaking rain from his hair like a dog, flannel shirt soaked translucent against his chest. Water trailed down his neck, pooling in the hollow of his collarbone. He grinned, that lopsided thing that hit me like a gut punch. "Storm's a bitch. You boys need anything?" Alex waved him off. "Nah, we're good. Jeremy's staying over, tell Mom if she calls." Ryan's gaze slid to me, slow and deliberate, like he was sizing up a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. "Cool. Guest room's made up. But if it's too musty, crash on the couch. Or..." He trailed off, shrugging, but his eyes said more. "Or what?" The air thickened, charged with the ozone scent of rain and something sharper, unspoken. I nodded, mute. my throat dry as sandpaper. We migrated to Alex's room upstairs, the house creaking under the wind's assault. Posters of skate pros and faded concert stubs papered the walls. A twin bed shoved against the window where rain lashed the glass and sheets. Alex conked out fast, snoring softly under his comforter, the glow of his phone screen fading as the battery drained. I lay awake on the air mattress, staring at the ceiling cracks that mapped out like veins. The clock ticked past midnight, each second a hammer on my nerves. What was I doing here? Alex trusted me, saw me as the safe harbor in his stormy teen life. His parents' divorce had hit him harder than he'd admit, leaving him clinging to routines like video games and late-night talks. And Ryan. God, Ryan was the complication I couldn't afford. A floorboard groaned in the hall, soft as a whisper. My pulse spiked. The door cracked open, spilling a sliver of moonlight. Ryan stood there, silhouetted, a shadow in boxers and a threadbare tee, steam curling from a mug in his hand. Can't sleep. His voice was low, gravel rough from the late hour. I sat up, sheets pooling around my waist, suddenly hyper-aware of my tank top and shorts. The way my legs looked too pale in the dim light. Storm's loud. I lied, my voice cracking like a kid's. He stepped in, closing the door with a click that echoed too loud. The room shrank, air heavy with his scent soap and rain and faint motor oil. Brought you some tea. Chamomile. Helps with the jitters. He set the mug on the nightstand, his arm brushing mine, sending a jolt straight to my core. Up close, he was all edges and warmth, the faint scar above his eyebrow from a bar fight he never talked about. The way his stubble caught the light like frost. He dropped onto the edge of Alex's bed. Casual, but his knee nudged my mattress. You okay, Jew? You look like you've seen a ghost. I wrapped my hands around the mug, the heat seeping into my palms like a lifeline. Just thinking about you, about how wrong it is to imagine your mouth on mine, your hands pinning me down. My face burned, and I prayed the shadows hid it. Ryan tilted his head, studying me with that unnerving focus. About what? School. Alex giving you hell. He chuckled, but it died quick, replaced by something softer. Searching. Or something else. The thunder rolled again, shaking the window pane. And in that rumble, the dam broke. Everything. I blurted. This town. Feeling like I'm stuck. Like no one sees me. The words tumbled out, raw and unfiltered, the kind I'd buried in journals no one would ever read. Ryan didn't flinch. He leaned closer, his breath warm on my cheek. I see you, Jeremy. Have for a while. His fingers grazed my wrist, light as a feather. But it ignited something feral in me, a hunger I denied since puberty hit, and I realized boys, not girls, made my stomach flip. Time fractured. One moment, we were talking in hushed tones about his failed college stint, the pressure of being the man of the house at 18. The next, his hand cupped my jaw, thumb tracing my lower lip. Tell me to stop, he murmured, voice wrecked, eyes dark as the storm outside. But I didn't. I couldn't. I leaned in, crashing into him like the rain against the roof, our mouths meeting in a kiss that tasted like tea and desperation. It was fire hot, consuming, the kind that devours forests and leaves ash in its wake. His lips were rough, insistent, parting mine with a groan that vibrated through my chest. Hands roamed mine, fisting his shirt, his sliding under my tank to map the planes of my back, pulling me closer until there was no space left. Just heat and heartbeat and the slick slide of skin. We broke apart gasping, foreheads pressed together, the world reduced to the hitch of our breaths. Fuck, he whispered, half laugh, half prayer. This is crazy. Alex snored on, oblivious. A few feet away, guilt twisted in my gut, sharp as a knife. But beneath it burned something brighter: truth. For the first time, I felt seen, wanted, not as Alex's tag-along buddy, but as Jeremy, flawed, aching, alive. The night stretched on, a tangle of whispered confessions and stolen touches. Ryan talked about his own secrets, the bi-curiosities he'd shoved down after their dad called him a disappointment for dropping out. The hookups in Cleveland that left him hollow. Thought I was broken, he admitted, tracing circles on my thigh. Till you showed up. All quiet fire and those sketches that cut right to the bone. I showed him one from my phone. A rough portrait I'd done of him last month, capturing the vulnerability behind his grin. He stared, throat working, then kissed me again, slower this time, like he was memorizing me. Dawn crept in, gray and reluctant. The storm spent. We disentangled, hearts pounding. As Alex stirred, Ryan slipped out with a final, lingering look: promise and peril in equal measure. I lay there, body humming, mind reeling. What now? Tell Alex. Run. The fire he'd lit still smoldered, threatening to blaze anew. School dragged the next week, each bell a reminder of the secret scorching under my skin. Alex was his usual self, slamming lockers, plotting weekend raids on the corner store for slushies, but every glance my way felt like an accusation. Did he sense it? The shift in the air between his brother and me. Ryan avoided the house that evening, claiming a late-tow job, but his text buzzed my phone at midnight. Can't stop thinking about you. Meet me at the quarry tomorrow. My thumbs hovered, traitorous heart overriding common sense. Yeah. The quarry was Elmwood's forbidden heart, a hulking pit on the town's edge. Chain-link fences sagging under kudzu. Water at the bottom turned emerald by minerals and myth. Kids dared each other to jump, but we never did. I biked there after lunch, the sun slicing through leaves like accusations, sweat beading on my neck despite the chill. Ryan's truck was parked off the access road, a battered Ford with rust-kissed fenders. He leaned against it, arms crossed, looking every bit the small-town heartbreaker in faded jeans and a thermal that hugged his frame. You came. Relief softened his edges as he pushed off, closing the distance in 3 strides. No preamble, he hauled me against the truck's warm hood, kissing me like we'd been starved for days. It was different in daylight, bolder, less frantic, his hands framing my face as if I were fragile. Missed this. He breathed against my neck, teeth grazing just enough to spark shivers. I arched into him, fingers threading his hair, the world fading to the rustle of wind and the distant hum of semis on the highway. We talked after, sprawled on a threadbare blanket he'd tossed in the truck bed, overlooking the drop. He shared stories of road trips with buddies, near misses with cops, the ache of wanting more than Elmwood's narrow lanes allowed. Dad always said men don't cry, don't bend, he said, voice tight. But you make me want to break every rule. I confessed my fears, the isolation of knowing I was gay in a town where fag was still casual currency. The sketches I'd burned after Mom found one of a boy from gym class. Feels like fire sometimes, I said. Burns everything in its path. He pulled me close, our legs tangling. The quarry's edge a metaphor for the brink we danced on. Then let's burn bright. His hand slipped under my shirt, palm flat against my racing heart. And we lost ourselves again, lazy kisses turning urgent. Clothes rumpled, but not shed. Boundaries pushed, but not crossed. Not yet. The sun dipped low, painting us gold, when his phone shattered the haze. Alex, where you at? Mom's asking. Guilt crashed back, cold as the quarry water. Ryan cursed softly, dressing us both with efficient hands. We'll figure this, he promised. But doubt shadowed his eyes. driving me home. His fingers laced mine over the gear shift. A silent vow. That night, Alex cornered me in his room. Pizza box between us. You okay? Dude. You've been spacey. His brow furrowed. Concern etching lines too young for his face. I forced a grin. Just the storm messing with my head. Lies tasted bitter. But truth would shatter us all. Days blurred into a fever dream of stolen moments. Ryan snuck me into the garage after hours. The air thick with grease and gasoline. Where he'd press me against the workbench. Lips claiming mine amid the clank of tools. You're addictive. He'd growl, nipping my earlobe. Hands roaming with a mechanic's precision unraveling me bolt by bolt. I'd laugh. Breathless. Tracing the tattoos snaking up his forearm, a phoenix rising from flames. Ironic now. But the thrill edged toward terror. Whispers at school, Alex mentioning how Ryan seemed off. Mom eyeing my late returns with that diner-honed suspicion. Then came the party. Alex's birthday bash at the old mill. A crumbling relic by the river where teens gathered to rebel. Bonfire crackling. Bass thumping from truck speakers. Bodies swaying under string lights strung like fireflies. I nursed a warm beer. Scanning for Ryan amid the crowd, cheerleaders in crop tops. Jocks shotgunning cans. Alex slung an arm around me. Already buzzed. Best gift. You showing up. Man. His grin was pure. Trusting. And it twisted the knife deeper. Ryan arrived late. Slipping in like smoke. His presence parting the crowd. Our eyes met across the flames. A current arcing between us. He nodded coolly, playing the big brother role. But later, when Alex vanished into a beer pong tourney, he cornered me by the riverbank. Dance with me. Not a question. The water rushed past, black and urgent, mirroring my pulse. We swayed to some indie track. His body flush against mine, hidden in the shadows. This is dangerous, I whispered, even as my hands fisted his jacket. He spun me, dipping low, mouth brushing my ear. Worth it. But danger found us. A drunk jock, Tyler. Alex's teammate, stumbled over, slurring. Yo. Ryan. Your bro's kid sidekick. What's the deal? Laughter. Mean-edged. Ryan stiffened, arm tightening around me. Back off. Ty. But Tyler leered, eyes narrowing. Look at you two. All cozy. That right. Jeremy. You batting for the other team. The word faggot slithered out next. Venomous. And the world tilted. Fists flew, Ryan's connecting with Tyler's jaw in a crack that echoed over the water. Chaos erupted, shouts. Girls screaming. Alex bursting from the crowd. Face paling as he pieced it together. You hit him. For what? Alex yelled, grabbing Ryan's arm. The firelight danced on his shock. Betrayal raw. Ryan shoved him off gently. Blood on his knuckles. He was talking shit about Jeremy. About us. The slip hung there. Damning. Alex's gaze whipped to me. Dawning horror. Us. The party fractured, cops, sirens wailing distant. Kids scattering like roaches. Tyler groaned on the ground. But the real wound was Alex's stare, shattering our brotherhood. I bolted into the woods. Branches whipping my face. Lungs burning. Ryan caught me at the river's edge, spinning me into his chest. He'll understand. Give it time. But tears stung my eyes, hot as the shame flooding me. I lied to him. To everyone. He held me through the sobs, his own voice cracking. We both did. But hiding's killing us. Jew. Time to fight the fire, not run from it. We drove back in silence. The truck's cab a confessional. Alex was waiting on the porch when we pulled up. Arms crossed. Eyes red-rimmed. Inside. Now. The kitchen light buzzed harsh as we faced off three brothers in all but blood, fractured by truth. Alex's voice broke first. How long? And why didn't you tell me? Ryan took the hit, shoulders squaring. Long enough to know it's real. I'm sorry, kid, for dragging you into this mess. I added, voice small. You're my family. Alex, this doesn't change that. He paced, fists clenched. The boy I'd known wrestling with the man he was becoming. Minutes stretched eternal, rain pattering the window like impatient fingers. Finally, he stopped, exhaling shaky. It hurts. Man. Feels like betrayal. Pause. But I love you both. Just wish you'd trusted me. Hugs followed, awkward and fierce. The first crack in the dam letting light through. Not fixed, not yet, but mending. That night, alone in my room, Ryan's text glowed. Proud of you. Of us. Sleep came fitful. Dreams aflame with possibility. Winter clamped down on Elmwood like a vice. Snow blanketing the streets in deceptive peace. But under it, tension simmered. Alex and I rebuilt slow, awkward silences at lunch, giving way to tentative jokes. Him punching my arm harder than necessary, but with a grin that said forgiveness was winning. Don't fuck up my family more than you already have. He'd mutter, but his eyes held warmth. Ryan, though, he was a storm unto himself. Work swallowed him, long shifts at the garage turning into all-nighters. His truck idling outside my window some nights like a sentinel. We'd steal hours when we could, a heated make-out in the cab during a blizzard. Fogged windows shielding us from prying eyes. Or quiet evenings at the diner. My mom's shift to unwitting chaperone as we shared fries and futures. You're going places, Jew, he'd say, tracing my knuckles under the table. College. Art school didn't let this town chain you. At 17, the word college loomed like a beacon and a bomb. Applications piled on my desk. Essays bleeding ink about identity and resilience. But every draft circled back to him, the man who'd cracked me open. I sketched him obsessively now, Ryan laughing under snow-laden pines. His profile sharp against a stormy sky. He found one tucked in his toolbox. A rare vulnerability softening his features. This is how you see me. All laced his tone. Like some hero. I shrugged. Cheeks heating. Like fire. Beautiful and terrifying. But beauty has teeth. Valentine's approached. Elmwood decked in tacky hearts and red balloons. A reminder of what we couldn't flaunt. Ryan planned a secret getaway, a cabin an hour north. Rented under a fake name. Stocked with beer and no expectations. Just us. He promised. Slipping me a key in the garage shadows. The drive was magic. Highway slick with ice. Radio crooning Springsteen. His hand on my thigh a steady anchor. The cabin nestled in woods thick as secrets. Smoke curling from the chimney like an invitation. Inside, it was all flannel blankets and crackling fire. The air scented with pine and possibility. We cooked spaghetti, clumsily, sauce splattering. Laughter echoing, then tumbled to the rug, shedding layers like inhibitions. For the first time, it went further, his mouth mapping my chest. Hands reverent on my hips. Whispers of beautiful against my skin. It was tender. Intense. A claiming that left me boneless. Marked. Afterward, curled in his arms. The world felt conquerable. Love you, he murmured into my hair. The words slipping out unplanned but true. I echoed them. Heart full. The fire we'd kindled now a hearth. Dawn brought reality crashing back, a call from the garage. An emergency breakdown. Ryan cursed. Dressing hurried. But kissed me lingering. Back tonight. Wait for me. I drove home buzzing. The secret glowing like embers. Alex noticed at school. Smirking. You look like you got laid. Spill. I deflected, but his knowing nod said he got it. Progress. That evening shattered it all. Mom was home early, apron still tied, face drawn as she slid a mug of cocoa my way. We need to talk. Jeremy. Her voice was gentle, but eyes sharp. Diner waitresses saw everything. She'd found a sketch in my backpack. Not of Ryan, but close enough, two figures entwined. Raw emotion in every line. Panic clawed my throat. It's nothing, Mom. Just art. She sat, hands folding mine. It's something, and it's okay. Tears welled hers. Menaeus, she shared her own youth, a college fling with a woman, buried under marriage and motherhood. Regrets unspoken till now. Love who you love, baby. But be safe. This town, it chews up different. Relief flooded me, mixed with ache for her silenced self. We hugged. Fierce. The first real bridge in years. Emboldened, I texted Ryan, Mom knows. She's cool. His reply, holy shit. Mine too, told her, over coffee. Freaked. But thawing. Hope surged. But Elmwood had other plans. Whispers from the party had festered. Tyler, nursing a grudge and a bruised ego, spread poison on Linian anonymous post on the school forum. Saw Ryan and that freak Jeremy getting handsy. Guess the garage prince swings both ways. Screenshots flew, blurry pics from the mill. Us two close by the fire. School became a minefield. Stairs and halls. Snickers in class. Alex shielding me with glares and middle fingers. Ignore the assholes. He'd growl. But hurt edged him to loyalty torn. Ryan faced worse, customers canceling. Dad's old buddies muttering slurs at the pump. One night, tires slashed on his truck. FAG keyed into the door. He didn't cry, but his fists shook as we scrubbed it under street lamps. This is what fighting looks like, he said. Voice steel. We don't back down. The breaking point came at the town hall meeting, a community discussion on youth values. Code for cracking down on deviance. Mayor Wilkins droned about family and tradition. Tyler's dad nodding fervent. Ryan stood, me at his side. Alex flanking like a guard. Enough. Ryan's voice boomed. Steady. This town's got hard time to show it. Jeremy and I, we're not hiding anymore. We're in love. Deal with it. Gasps rippled, but claps followed. MS. Hargrove from the library. Old Mr. Patel from the store. Alex added. They're family. Mess with them. Mess with me. The room split. But the tide turned subtle, a nod from Mom in the back row. Her hand raised proud. Outside. Snow swirled. But warmth bloomed inside. We drove to the quarry. The three of us. Beers cracked in defiant toast. To fire. Ryan said. Arm around me. And what it forges. Spring thawed Elmwood slow. Mud sucking at boots. But the chill in hearts lingered longer. Ryan and I navigated the fallout like tightrope walkers' dates in Cleveland. Holding hands in indie theaters where anonymity cloaked us. Quiet nights at home. Alex crashing our movie marathons with popcorn and eye rolls that hid his relief. You two are gross. He'd grown. But stick around. The trio mending into something stronger. Mom baked pies for Ryan. Her way of welcoming. Even his mom, Evelyn, invited me for Sunday dinners. Her smiles tentative but genuine. Haunted eyes softening as she shared stories of her own rebellious youth. Yet fire leaves scars. Tyler's crew escalated, lockers vandalized with slurs. My bike chained to the flagpole with rainbow tape twisted mocking. I laughed it off publicly. But nights brought nightmares, flames licking sketches. Ryan's face melting in the blaze. He'd hold me then. Murmurs of I've got you a bomb. Art became my outlet, a mural for the school lobby. abstract swirls of red and gold symbolizing rebirth. Unveiled to mixed applause, but a principal's nod. Bold. Jeremy. Speaks volumes. Ryan's battles raged at the garage. Lost clients stung, but new ones trickled queer folks from neighboring towns. Word spreading via hush networks. He hired help. A burly ex-Marine named Carlos who clapped Ryan's back and said, "Proud of you, brother. Takes guts." Business stabilized. But Ryan chafed at the town's invisible fences. "Need to get out," he'd say, staring at maps pinned to his wall. Chicago. Austin. Places with pulse. I'd nod. But fear coiled. College loomed for me. Scholarships whispering escape. But leaving him? Unthinkable. Summer ignited tensions anew. 4th of July fair, cotton candy air. Fireworks booming like artillery. We went as a group, Alex with a girl from art class. Mom arm in arm with a co-worker who'd caught her eye. Ryan and I wandered the midway. Fingers brushing in crowds. Stealing kisses behind the Ferris wheel's shadow. Laughter bubbled free. The night electric. But Tyler lurked. Beer-fueled bravado swelling. "Happy Independence Day, lovers," he sneered. Posse snickering. Ryan tensed. But I stepped forward. Voice steady. "Yeah. For all of us." A beat, then Tyler swung. Wild haymaker. Ryan dodged, countering with a shove that sent him sprawling into hay bales. Fists flew again. Grunts and curses. The crowd circling like vultures. Alex waded in, pulling Tyler off me as I shielded Ryan from a cheap shot. Sirens wailed. Cops hauling drunks, including Tyler. Face bloodied. We sat on the curb. Bruised but unbroken. Ice packs from the first aid tent numbing aches. Mom arrived. Fussing. Her new flamiest soft-spoken teacher offering quiet support. "You boys all right?" Evelyn pulled up next. Face ashen. But she hugged Ryan fierce. "My brave man." In the ER waiting room. Stitches for Ryan's split lip. We confessed deeper fears, the pull of bigger worlds. The tether of love. "You're my anchor," I whispered. Head on his shoulder. He kissed my temple. "And you're my wings." Alex, sporting a shiner, quipped. "Wings. More like you're both pains in my ass." Laughter broke the tension. A family forged in fire. Fall brought decisions. Acceptance letters flooded mine to Ohio State for graphic design. His offer from a community college mechanics program in Columbus. Close enough for weekends. We make it work. He vowed over bonfire at the quarry. Stars pricking the velvet sky. But doubt gnawed, distance. Temptation. The town's long shadow. One night. Post-argument and panicking over dorm life. Him snapping about trust, the fire flared destructive. "You think I can't handle it? That I'm just some small-town fuck-up?" His words cut. Born of old wounds. I stormed out. Rain soaking me anew. That first storm's echo. Wandered to the garage. Door ajar. Tools scattered like accusations. Inside. Ryan sat amid the mess. Head in hands. "Sorry." He choked. "Dad's ghost. It whispers I'm not enough." I knelt, cupping his face. "You're everything." Reconciliation burned sweet, passionate. Reaffirming. Bodies and souls entwining till dawn. Thanksgiving tested us. Family dinner at Evelyn's, turkey golden. But undercurrents swirled. Dad showed mine. Uninvited. Fresh from Divorce 2.0. Awkward in his suit. Eyes on Ryan and me. Calculating. "So, this is serious." Tension crackled. Alex defused with pie fights. Mom shared glances with her partner. Solidarity silent. Dad pulled me aside later. Gruff. "He treats you right." Nod from me. And something shifted approval. Reluctant. "Good. Don't let anyone dim your light, son." Winter holidays glowed warmer. Snowmen in the yard. Ryan teaching me to ice skate on the frozen pond. Falls ending in kisses. Alex dated steady now. Confiding crushes. We swapped stories. Brothers in vulnerability. New Year's Eve. Countdown at the mill, fireworks bursting. Ryan's arms around me as the clock struck. To us. He toasted. And I believed. But fire tests metal. Spring break. A road trip south me. Ryan. Alex crammed in the truck. Playlists blasting. Nashville's neon dazzled. Honky-donks pulsing. We danced in a gay bar. First time public, Ryan's hand in mine. Alex cheering shots. Freedom tasted like whiskey and wind. But dawn brought a call, garage flooded. Pipes burst. Go. I urged. Family first. He left reluctant. Promising return. Alone with Alex. Truths surfaced. Scared. He asked. Bonfire crackling. Of losing him. Honesty raw. But love scary. Worth it. Wisdom from my little brother. Humbling. Graduation capped senior year in a blur of caps and gowns. My name called amid cheers, mom's tears. Alex's whoop. Ryan's proud grin from the bleachers. Diploma in hand. Future tangible. But goodbyes loomed. Packing my room. Boxes labeled college and memories. Ryan helped. Muscles straining under tees. Jokes masking melancholy. Your bed's gonna miss me. He'd tease. Tackling me onto the mattress for lazy afternoons of Netflix and necking. Columbus hit like a fever dorm life chaotic. Roommates blasting EDM. Lectures on color theory igniting my sketches. Ryan visited weekends. Truck rumbling into the lot. Arms laden with takeout and tails. We'd hole up. Worlds colliding, his grease-stained hands on my clean sheets. My abstract prints tacked beside his toolbox. Love deepened. Layered arguments over missed calls sharpening into make-up sex that left us spent and closer. You're thriving. He'd say. Envy tinged admiration. I saw his strain. Garage thriving but Elmwood's grip tightening. Old prejudices flaring at pride flags and windows. Alex thrived to varsity soccer star. Dating his artist girl. Visits to my dorm filled with pizza and pranks. Ryan's moping without you. He'd report. Then serious. Talk to him. Fire needs tending. Summer home. We fanned flames. Road trip to the coast. Ocean vast as possibility. Beaches bronzed our skin. Waves crashing like applause. One night. Under stars. Ryan proposed not ring. But promise. Build a life. You. Me. Whatever shape it takes. Tears saltier than sea. My yes a vow. Fall semester 2 strained us. Ryan's mom fell ill, gallstones. Surgery looming, pulling him home. Calls grew sparse. His voice edged fatigue. Miss you. But duty calls. Insecurity bloomed, parties tempted. A classmate's flirt lingering too long. Guilt gnawed. I confessed over video. His face storming. Trust. Jew. It's all we have. Reconciliation via midnight drive him to Columbus. Us tangled in the dorm till dawn. Reaffirming in whispers and touches. Thanksgiving brought crisis. Evelyn's surgery botched, infection raging. ICU beeps a dirge. Ryan shattered. The stoic facade crumbling. I drove through sleet. Finding him in the hospital hall. Eyes hollow. Can't lose her. We sat vigil. My hand in his. Alex pacing circuits. Mom brought coffee. Her partner offering prayers in Spanish. Dawn's light. Evelyn stabilized weak smiles. Promises of recovery. In the waiting room. Ryan broke, sobs racking. My arms his harbor. You're my strength. Family wove tighter. Scars badges. Winter break, healed slow. Cabin again. Snow blanketing isolation. We talked futures, Ryan enrolling part-time, me interning at a design firm. Together, we pledged, bodies warming the hearth. New Year's. Alex joined. Toasts to resilience. Fireworks burst, mirroring the spark reignited. Spring bloomed hope. Pride Month. Elmwood's first parade, small but fierce, rainbows on floats. Ryan marching beside me. Alex waving signs. Tyler there too, sidelined by community service. A nod our way, grudging peace. Mayor Wilkins spoke. Love wins here. Cheesy, but true. Summer internship in Cleveland tested independence. Ryan visited. Jealousy flaring at my coworker tales. Mine. He'd growl, pinning me to hotel beds. Possession turning tender. Distance honed us letters now. His scrawl on grease-smeared paper. My sketches enclosed. Fire across miles. He wrote. Fall senior year. Thesis loomed, a graphic novel on hidden loves. Inspired by us. Ryan proofed pages. Pride swelling. Publish this. Let the world burn with it. Alex illustrated covers. Trio collaboration. Thanksgiving. Evelyn Stronger. Hosted feast. Dad attended. Softer now. Toasting to new chapters. Post-dinner. Ryan pulled me aside. Move in after graduation. Columbus apartment. Start our life. Heart soared. Yes. But fire twists. Holiday party at the firm, eggnog flowing. Boss's son too friendly. Hands wandering. I rebuffed. But Ryan heard whispers. Confrontation exploded. Truck cab. Accusations flying. Am I enough? Hurt raw. Tears. Apologies, you're all. Makeup in the rain. Passionate. Purging poison. New year dawned clear. Resolutions. Communicate. Trust. Spring thesis defense aced. Novel accepted for publication. Pride parade larger. Our story shared in local paper headlines, gentle. Town thawing. Graduation 2, Ryan's associates. My bachelor's. Caps tossed. Futures embraced. Post-college haze settled like summer heat, me in a junior designer role at a Cincinnati agency. Ryan managing the garage expansion. Alex off to state for engineering. Visits sporadic but steadfast. Our Columbus apartment became sanctuary. Exposed brick walls hung with my prints. His tools in the corner. Bed a constant tangle. Mornings brewed coffee strong. Nights ended in slow explorations. Love matured less wildfire. More steady blaze. Challenges crept insidious. Work stress mounted, deadlines choking creativity. A promotion dangling but demanding 80-hour weeks. Ryan's garage boomed. But competition nipped corporate chain eyeing Elmwood. Arguments sparked over chores. Then deeper, you're pulling away. He'd accuse. I shadowed. I'd snap back. You're smothering. Cycles vicious. But makeup forged stronger, counseling suggested by mom. Sessions awkward then illuminating. Communications the oxygen. The therapist said. We learned, vulnerability not weakness. Anniversary 1, Quarry picnic. Blanket spread. His Surprizia custom sketchbook. Leatherbound. First page our silhouettes aflame. To stories we write. Tears pricked. I gifted a Phoenix tattoo voucher. Rise with me. Night under stars. Lovemaking reverent. Bodies maps redrawn. Alex's freshman woes intruded, homesick calls. Breakup blues. We drove up. Trio therapy in dive bars and dorm crawls. You two make it look easy. He envied. It's not. Ryan admitted. But worth the burn. Fall brought change. Mom's wedding to her teacher. Small ceremony in the backyard. Rain holding off for vows exchanged under strung lights. Ryan best man. Me groomsman ironic. Perfect. Dad attended. Toasting with genuine warmth. Proud. Son. Evelyn danced with her new boyfriend, a widower from church. Her laughter light. Holiday season tested joy. Ryan's proposal formal now Thanksgiving. Ring simple. Silver band etched with flames. Knee in snow-dusted yard. Breath clouding. Marry me. Jeremy. Be my forever fire. Yes, sobbed. Hugs enveloping family whole. Winter wedding planning whirlwind. Venue hunt. Guest lists debated. Elmwood Town Hall. Intimate 50 souls. Rainbows woven in decor. Tyler invited. Showed with wife. Handshake firm. Congrats. Took balls. Redemption arc quiet. Spring bachelor party. Cabin redux. Alex orchestrating debauchery games. Grilling. Ghosts of first nights. To the brother who stole my best friend. Alex toasted. Eyes misty. And gave me a better one. Wedding day dawned golden. Suits crisp. Nerves electric. Vows handwritten. Ryan's voice steady. You lit my world when it was ash. I promised to burn bright with you. Mine choked. Your fires saved me. Together. Unbreakable. Rings exchanged. Kiss ceiling cheers erupting. Alex Wolf whistling. Honeymoon in the Smokies. Cabins misty. Hikes hand in hand. Nights porched with wine. Husband. Ryan tested. Grin wicked. Laughter. Love. Legacy begun. Back home. Life layered. Adoption talks surfaced fostering first. Alex's kid-sister vibe inspiring. Build our family. Ryan dreamed. Summer heat wave. Garage crisis. Fire literal. Electrical short sparking blaze. Ryan inside. Saving tool smoke inhalation. Hospital dash. Fear clawed me pacing halls. Flashbacks to Evelyn's ICU. He emerged singed but safe. Hugging tight. See. Fire can't take me. Laughter shaky. Bond-tempered steel. Fall promotion. Lead designer. Ryan's garage franchise talk. Alex graduated. Job in renewables visits frequent. Uncle Alex. Trials with neighborhood kids. Thanksgiving. Table full. Mom's clan. Evelyn's. Dad's awkward charm. Toast to survival. Growth. Winter holidays. First as husbands. Tree trim tandem. Ornaments of our story quarry pebble. First sketch framed. New Year. Resolution. Adventuria cross-country drive. Mapping dreams. Fire. Eternal. Years folded like pages in our graphic novel me authoring campaigns that sparked national buzz. Ryan's chain of queer-friendly garages dotting the Midwest. Alex engineering wind farms that powered small towns. Our home evolved. Victorian fixer-upper in Columbus suburbs. Garden blooming under mom's green thumb visits. Walls echoing with laughter from foster placements, first a shy girl named Mia. Then rambunctious twins. Adoptions sealing our patchwork family. Challenges evolved too. Mia's trauma surfaced night terrors screaming through walls. Therapy sessions raw. Ryan and I tag-teamed, his steady hugs. My storybooks spun into coping tales. Once, a boy met a fire that warmed. Not burned. I'd weave. Mia's head on my lap. Alex. Uncle extraordinaire. Built forts and taught science tricks. His own family growing a wife. Then baby boy named after dad. Midlife whispers. Ryan's back ached from wrenches. My eyes strained from screens. Date nights, intentional picnics recapturing quarry magic. Hands clasped across diner booths. Still burns. He'd murmur. Thumbs circling my ring. Intimacy deepened, less frenzy. More presence. Bodies known as landscapes. Crisis crested at 20 years, Elmwood reunion. Town transformed Pride Center founded. Tyler Mayer. Apologies proffered over coffee. Grew up late. He admitted. Nostalgia bittersweet. But home now Columbus. Roots deep. Pandemic hit. Quarantines confining. Fostering paused, but family knit tighter. Virtual story hours with Mia's class. Ryan's online repair tutorials going viral. Isolation bred closeness board games by fireplaces. Confessions in candlelight. Grateful. Ryan said. Post-vax hug. For every flame. Alex's divorce blindsided amicable, but aching. Kid custody shared. We rallied. Weekends at our place. Therapy referrals. Shoulders for sobs. Love's not linear. I reminded. Echoing our early fights. He healed. Dating anew. Wisdom etched. Anniversary 25, Italy. Vineyards rolling. Pasta al fresco. Gondola ride. His head on my shoulder. Best plot twist. Laughter bubbled. Vows renewed under Tuscan sun. Retirement loomed. Gentle Ryan handing reins to Carlos. Me consulting part-time. Grandkids arrived. Alex's second. Mia's college grad. Holidays boomed. Tables groaning. Stories swapped. One autumn. Quarry pilgrimage. Grandkids in tow. Skipping stones. Legends spun. Grandpa Ryan and Grandpa Jeremy met here. Mia explained. Eyes twinkling. Their love started a fire that warms us all. Evening bonfire. Arms linked. Ryan whispered. Still feels like that night. I leaned in. Kiss soft. And it always will. Legacy burned on art exhibits of my novel sequels. Ryan's scholarships for queer mechanics. Alex's sustainable grants. Elmwood statue. 2 figures entwined. Plaque reading, Fire of Acceptance. Old age crept graceful, silver in hair. Lines mapping laughs. Final years. Porch rockers synced. Hands clasped. Ryan first peaceful. Heart giving under love's weight. Grief scorched. But his fire lingered in Mia's resilience. Twins mischief. Grandkids dreams. My turn came quiet. Sketchpad in lap. Final drawing. Us young. Quarry edge. Flames dancing harmless. See you soon. I breathed. Epilogue echoes. Family gathers yearly. Quarry flames lit. Toast to the boy who stayed over. The night that ignited eternity. Love's fire. Unquenchable kissing ashes to stars. Human and profound. In the hush of twilight years. When memories played like old reels on the mind's projector. I often returned to that rain-lashed night, the creak of the floorboard. The steam from Ryan's mug. The way his touch unraveled me thread by thread. It wasn't just a spark. It was the origin story of us. A testament to how vulnerability forges the strongest bonds. Elmwood, once a cage of judgments, became a cradle for growth. Its streets now lined with pride flags fluttering like surrendered white ones turned triumphant. Our family tree branched wide. Mia, the girl who'd arrived at 10 with eyes like shattered glass, grew into a therapist. Her practice specializing in LGBTQ youth, often citing our home as her safe harbor. You and Dad taught me fire heals, she'd say, hugging fierce at holidays. The twins, Jamal and Sophia, adopted at 7, channeled energy into activism. Jamal's nonprofit retrofitting garages for eco-friendly fleets in Ryan's name. Sophia directing indie films that captured queer Midwestern lives. Her debut screening our love story in veiled fiction. Alex's line continued vibrant. His son, little Leo, tinkering engines with grandkids in tow. Wife a poet weaving our saga into verses. Challenges never fully quelled. Health scares punctuated me. Arthritis, gnarling fingers once nimble on pencils. Ryan's prostate vigilant post-diagnosis. Treatments endured with gallows humor in each other's hand. Beat this, he'd growl. Chemo days met with my bedside sketches of phoenixes rising. Community shifted too. Elmwood's Pride Center. Co-founded by us. Weathered funding cuts. But volunteers, Tyler's daughter among them, rallied. Events drawing crowds from afar. Anniversaries marked milestones. 30. A cruise where waves mirrored our early storms. 40. Vow renewal in the cabin. Grandkids officiating with giggles. Do you? Grandpa Jew. Still promise to burn. Leo prompted. Ring bearer solemn. Laughter sealed it. Tears of joy. Ryan's passing came in spring. Cherry blossoms drifting like confetti at his bedside. Our room overlooked the garden. Hands laced till his breath eased. Love you. Firefly. Last words. Eyes twinkling. Funeral-packed townsfolk past and present. Eulogies weaving his legacy, mechanic of hearts and engines. I spoke last. Voice steady. He asked me to stay over once. I did. And it changed everything. Thank you, Ryan, for the blaze. Grief was a slow burn. Embers rather than inferno supported by family circles. Mia's couch my confessional. Art poured out, memoir graphic novel. Embers eternal. Bestseller touching lives. Royalties funding scholarships. Tours brought closure Elmwood readings. Quarry signings. Faces young and queer nodding. Your story saved me. My own fate approached wintry. Snow soft outside the window. Grandkids gathered. Stories swapped that first kiss. The fights. The triumphs. What made it last? Sophia asked. I smiled. Sketchpad opened to our portrait. Choosing each other. Every day? Fire's not just passion. It's the warmth in winter. The light in dark. As breath shallowed. Visions danced, Ryan Young. Hand extended. Ready. Nod. Fade to that night train. T. Touch. Legacy. A world a little braver. Love's a little louder. The fire endures. In every heart it touched human. Messy. Eternal. In the end, love's true measure isn't the height of the flame, but the ashes that fertilize new growth. Ours. A forest thriving. Roots deep in one stormy stay over. Branches reaching stars.